Hey there, everybody. Welcome into the studios. Mario from afar, Stevie and Ale here close by, and Seb with your questions.
Seb.
Maybe not for long. Maybe not for long.
MVP performance.
As long as I make you guys laugh, that's all.
Hey, not if you keep that up.
Okay. MVP performance. You do know that he was having a production meeting, right?
No, I wasn't doing it.
I thought you were kidding.
I was not.
No.
He was talking to Herc.
Look, people want to talk to me. I want to talk to people.
He was talking to Herc and other people involved with the other show.
I love Football Americas. You should watch 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Mondays and Thursdays.
Artist formerly known.
You didn't give it the old. Oh, sorry, I've come into the wrong room. I stumbled into the wrong room. I'm looking for.
I'm really not trying to be
office.
awkward about this, people. It's tough. Production asked if I had a flight tonight because they thought I was too relaxed here. I don't have a flight tonight. I'm hanging in Hartford, so good times. Ale, your thoughts on the match officials for the Rayo versus Barcelona game?
Right, so a couple of the questions are the penalty kick for Barcelona. Obviously a penalty kick.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. However, the argument that Rayo Vallecano fans would have is the fact that minutes earlier, Pau Cubarsí is grabbing inside the 18-yard box in what could have been, also on a set piece, what could have been deemed as a foul. That was not looked at. The one for Barcelona was. The Barcelona one was a clear foul. The other one, you can make an argument. So, if you're a Rayo Vallecano fan, you're thinking, all right, that's questionable. And you're also thinking, why is the referee not called over to see the VAR screen in the goal that was called offside? Because he didn't see that. That's not what he called offside for. He didn't see it himself, and it's the VAR official upstairs that is making that call for him. It was an interpretation call. That's an interpretation that has got to be made by the center referee, not the VAR official.
Yeah, it's a great title race in La Liga, but the refereeing continues to kind of come into the picture and dominate the conversation.
And wouldn't you know it that those are conversations that are happening while Real Madrid on the other side are complaining about the refereeing. And so if you're a Real Madrid fan sitting over here, you're pointing the finger this way and say, what? Yet again, it goes against Real Madrid, even though Real Madrid were not involved in this match.
Next question, also for you, Ale. But we'll get everybody's take on it here. Who's going to win La Liga? Give us the percentages. Right now, Barcelona in first, Real Madrid second, Atleti third.
I mean, 34, 33, 33.
Okay.
I mean, that's 34 Barcelona, 33 Atletico Madrid, 33 Real Madrid.
The only difference being that right now Barca's in first.
Had you thought about that previously, or did you just throw that out?
No, he asked for percentages, and unlike Don, I can think about percentages.
Live math
quick.
is risky on this show, but not when it's Ale.
It was really quick.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't know you could think, Ali, but it's a good one.
Thank you.
Honestly, I was sitting here going, right, so I think Real Madrid. And then he's going.
I find it funny how impressed he is that you figured out what a third was.
Well, I was waiting on 33, 33, 33 in the third.
Now he solved
and I was
that.
like, how's he going to separate all this mob?
Mario, if you had to make a bet today, who are you putting out in the La Liga title race?
I mean, I'm going to use Ali's form, you understand? You take the number one now, you understand? But if you ask me who might, come with a surprise, I go for Madrid. Real Madrid, I mean.
Chuck in Pasadena provides our next question.
Okay.
Last season at Leicester, Maresca got off to a...
He wants to give a percentage.
I'll just go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just go.
Sorry.
Sorry. I just want to make sure you can see Ali. I'll sit back at the road.
I think Steven needs to give a percentage.
You put up such a concerned face about doing math live on air that I didn't want to stitch you up.
Oh yeah. So
I was looking out for you. I was doing a favor for you.
You're turning this into you being a good guy.
I'm just, I'm trying to help make my teammates.
Instead of custard pieing me big time, you've turned it into you're a good guy.
I know you don't bet your money. If it was my money, would you put it on Barcelona?
Oh, don't be crawling up now, give me that. Oh. I know what I'll do. I'll ask a wee different question a different way, and then it'll be the same, aren't they?
You don't win.
MVP.
MVP. Last season at Leicester, Maresca got off to a great start, and then there was a serious wobble, much like this season at Chelsea. Is there something about his tactics or style that could be the root of this problem? Stevie?
Maybe it's his training. Because the fact that it's happened 2 years in the trot with a different team. It's exactly the same with a different group of players, and the same thing's happening with a completely different group of players would suggest it's something he's doing. And the only thing I can suggest is that maybe he's spending too much time on the legs. That would be my suggestion.
Mario, it's interesting because when you think about teams that are, really, really deep in terms of the squad, that's Chelsea. Plus, they've been able to divide it kind of nicely in terms of rotation between the European competition and using different guys. Do you see what this tweet is suggesting, that Chelsea are kind of running into a wall under Maresca?
Yeah, I understand what they're saying, because I think, what the key thing is, you need more guys to step in, you understand, to create danger. Okay, Sancho plays a lot of games, doesn't score enough goals for them. And Kuku comes back, you understand, regardless if Jackson was out, he comes back, does not score. And this is a guy that always used to score for them when he comes into the game. And then you have on the opposite side, okay, well, let's say Madueke in and out or whatever, you understand, but so you need more. They need more goals, and the only way to get more goals is that your coach needs to bring in more competition. And if he doesn't bring the competition in, you understand, the guys are going to be there. Make them compete, and make them compete way harder. Because when I was in that team, oh my God, they were competing like crazy. Hasselbank, Sola, Gudjonsen, they were fighting each other every time to score goals. And I want that kind of feeling, and they don't have it at the moment.
It's hard to believe nowadays where you have coaching staffs that have 10, 15 deep, and that a couple of those people, their whole purpose in life and their whole job is, let's look at the load that these players are taking on every day. Are they in the red zone? Are they in the green zone? Are they able to train today? Are they not able to train today? We are in that sort of era. It's hard to believe that there wouldn't be enough pushback on the training that you're suggesting, Stevie, and that they would say to Enzo, these guys can't go any longer. I would have to imagine that at some point, if indeed it is a training, somebody would have said, we can't continue to do this, we're going to lose the players, but maybe not.
See, the other thing as well about the training is it might not be too much. It could be what Mario's talking about, the competition. Because if you've got a bunch of players who know they're going to be playing on Saturday, maybe they're not quite doing enough to keep that sharpness during the week. Because if there's one team that can't complain about overplaying, it's Chelsea. Because they've basically got two teams. And in some cases that's great, because, they've got a Europa League team or a Conference team, whatever it is. But then sometimes if your mentality gets lost in amongst all that, then guys don't train properly. And so when you come to a Saturday, that little edge and that little sting's not there. Again, it's completely opposite to what I'm suggesting may be a problem, but that's how tough it is. It's not as easy as we think, just to turn around and go, well, clearly it's that, or clearly it's that, because it can be many other things.
You know
or
the
a combination.
Point, sorry, Steve. Yeah. You know the point that I was going to make in the show and then got caught off.
Very rudely.
Yes. Yeah, abruptly.
Very rudely.
Very abruptly. All I was going to say is that the same things that make Cole Palmer the sort of player that we've seen over the last year and a half, that sort of cold-blooded killer type of approach, and the way that he plays the game, that seems very cool, just kind of floating on the field, and that body language that when he's doing well, look how cool he is under pressure. Look how he can get away with his touches. That same sort of attitude, or lack thereof, whichever way you want to see it, is the same sort of thing that when he's not scoring, when he's not producing, when he's not having an assist, when he's not having an impact on the game, you can turn that argument and say, man, this guy goes missing real quick, real fast. You can ask the question, is he fully engaged? Because that's how he carries himself. Now, it would be unfair to say that he carries himself the same differently when they're winning as to when they're losing. It's the same thing, but that attitude that helps him sometimes, I think hinders other times.
Next question about Manchester United. Which is more likely? Antony isn't good enough for the Premier League, or Man U was too much of a dumpster fire to get the best out of him? Mario, I'll start with you. You would have watched Antony a lot in the Dutch top flight.
I think, you know what the thing is? I think Antony started off wrong as an individual, because I think Antony took the Premier League the same like the Eredivisie. And he should have taken that out of his head. If he would have taken that out of his head and would have come to England and said like, hey guys, I gotta, start again, all over again and deliver it, he would have been way better off. But because he's doing now, you understand, where he is now in Spain, he's scoring goals, played, 4 games, 3 goals already. So his numbers are really picking up and he's really comfortable. But you cannot say that. No, I think he started off wrong. If he started off well, it would have been better. But because the fire came on it and you could see that he could not handle the pressure that was coming towards him, and that's why he looked like a player that he wasn't ready for the Premier League. I think that's the biggest reason for him.
What do you think, Stevie? Bigger problem, Antony's or Manchester United's?
I think I'm going to go with Mario and say it's Antony's, because what it seems to be that he's doing now at Betis is he's being forced into starting again, that Mario's talking about. Whereas it was his choice to think that he was just going to walk in the Premier League and he was just going to carry on the way he was at Ajax. And I think that's down to the player as an individual. But clearly, it looks as though he's got a different attitude, a different desire, which basically is going back to the start and getting the basics right and then building your confidence and all these other things. So I think I'll go with Mario here and say that it's on Antony.
More importantly, did you see the Twitter handle? Is that a reference to your shoes? Has to be your shoes.
Probably, yes.
Yeah,
There was one time, I think you and I were in studio together.
Yes, and the old shoes.
And I had rushed up here and I had my grass-cutting dad New Balances that were all stained. These are actually real dress shoes.
Yeah.
Get off my back. I made it this time. It's a dumpster. Speaking of dumpster fires,
Sevi's grass cutter.
my organization is...
I thought that to say that they were grass cutters, I think they were more like the third base coach in a youth baseball team.
They just look like they'd been used to cut grass because they were well past their prime. All right, last question here for Ale. Favorite part of your trip to Germany, and then what's something that surprised you about your time in Germany? This is not, by the way, your first time to Germany.
My
You've
first
been many
time in
times,
Germany.
right?
Yeah. Well, obviously, my connection to Bundesliga takes me to Germany all the time.
But you've been for some personal trips too.
Yeah. Derek.
Yeah?
Derek was amazing, an amazing host. And I mean, he went above and beyond. My bag did not get there when we initially got there. That's always a fun time, right?
When
And
you saying that, some of the gear that was in it probably did you a
well,
favour.
That's why he's been later.
hold on.
Right?
It wasn't Archie's bag, it was my bag.
Oh, right.
In any case, and Derek actually took it upon himself to go with me on the train back to the airport to go get my bag the next day. It was first class service. He then took Kay and I for lunch and took us to a train. It's like, no, you don't want to go there. Let me take you to a place that you really want to go to. Took us to a nice, quaint place where he was comfortable. It was in the neighborhood, locals there, and then us. He was all-star. You talk about MVP performance. It was Derek Ray.
You know what, I was going to say typical Scotsman, but he seems more German now than he is Scottish.
Well, you said that, I didn't. All I would tell you is that this man went out of his way to make this trip a really successful one.
Where were you guys?
Okay.
We were based in Cologne.
Okay, and that's his kind of home port,
That's
right?
his home, yes.
So were people, do they know who Derek Ray was? He had like a lot of friends in the...
See, one thing that perhaps he didn't notice, because now it comes natural to him, there were other English speakers in the room, but there was the one German speaker, and he would be speaking to the German person, whereas the rest of us are like, yeah, sure, what he said, I'm with you, I hear you.
It's like when I cut Stevie out of the conversation earlier.
So he wasn't walking down the street going, all right, Hans, how you doing? Yeah. Friedrich, are you all right, Paul? Yes, aye, good. Aye.
Well, he was doing that, but to the other